Hello and welcome back to AGB Art. In today's video, we're going to be making this fun beaded chicken wire sun catcher. I have thousands of beads and I can only make so many earrings. So I went on YouTube, found this idea, looked on Pinterest, and came up with my own version. If you enjoy my video, please press the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, here are the materials that you're going to need to make a beautiful sun catcher. I'm going to also list them in the comments below. You'll need 1-inch chicken wire. It comes in a very tight roll. I found mine at Walmart in the garden center. And I normally use my patio table to flatten it out so I can cut it. But in order to film this, I did it on the concrete. To flatten it out and use wire cutters to cut a 12-inch square. Other tools that you will need will include scissors and round nose pliers. You'll need jump rings. I like to use the largest size possible. A glue gun. And of course the embroidery hoops that I also bought at Walmart. In this video, we're working with the 10-inch one. Jute twine or cord, and beads. It's better to use beads that are translucent so the light can go through them, such as these. And you'll also need headpins. These are 2-inch headpins. I bought a packet of them at Walmart in the beading section. You'll need these flat kind of beads like seed beads or the flatter ones. And the last thing are the plastic flowers. I particularly like the ones that have smaller blooms on them. These I got at the Dollar Tree this afternoon. The next part is the tricky part. You're cutting a 12-inch square, and then you're going to very carefully wrap the wire around the inner circle of the embroidery hoop. The problem I had was this. The wire is too thick. So I couldn't put the outer shell embroidery hoop on. It didn't matter how I did it, it just would not work. Even if I had a single wire like this, I just couldn't get it to where the two pieces would fit snugly together. So I ended up using the jute cord. I put a dab of hot glue gun on the beginning and started to wrap. This was probably the most tedious part of the entire project. It took me over an hour to wrap the cord around the hoop. And when I ran out of cording, I just tied a second one to it, and I would use a surgeon's knot to tie it so it's nice and tight, clip off the ends, and this is what you end up getting. The whole idea is to wrap the cord around these really sharp wire ends so that whoever uses the sun catcher doesn't cut their fingers picking it up. Here's some example of beads that I made. These are the head pins with different colored beads strung on them. And I use a seed bead or a flat bead on the bottom so that will hold the larger beads, or else they'll just slide off the end. I really like these translucent ones, but I found later that I made them too big. They can't be an inch. They need to be probably about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. Now we're going to make a loop at the top. And you'll take your pliers and hold them snug up against the bead and then bend the wire away from you. It's a 90-degree bend. Then you'll put your pliers on the top and bend it back towards you, just like this. Next, you'll take your wire cutters and cut off that tail. Using the round nose pliers, you can bend What's left and what will come out will be a nice circle. Next, you're going to put a jump ring in your pliers, and you're going to turn the plier to open the jump ring. You're not going to pull it apart, you're going to turn it to open it. This makes closing it much easier. Just slide the top of the head pin into the ring, and then take the ring, it's still open so you have to be careful, and you're going to put it around the back side of the chicken wire. Here is the hoop completely finished, and I'm going to point out to you in a second where you're going to put these jump rings. They all go in the top. You see how everything's a diamond? You're going to put the jump rings in the top, just like this, and then turn the jump ring to close it so it hangs from that top intersection. My second time around, it didn't take as long to attach all of the beads, but here we are, finished up. Now you can see where some of them hang too low because they got too long. I decided to put the dusty lavender on this big one, and then I hot glued a handle up at the top. But you can see with the lavender, it doesn't overdo. There's stems showing, and you could wrap that in cord if you wanted to. I'll just leave it alone. I'm really looking forward to giving a friend of mine the small one that I made first. I hope you enjoyed my video. You'll click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and come back and see me soon to see what I'm making next.